A lot of times I see sort of in the media and in documentation, they sort of document these places as being abandoned sort of ghost towns.
I think there was a time when our people were down and sad and really being suppressed, but I'm just so grateful for what they passed down to us and how they were so strong and resilient, and now we're here and we get to take care of this place that they left for us, and it's really special.
It is special. I think that we're, as a collective Haida Nation, I think that we're in our healing era right now.
Yeah.
And not to be looking at places like Gwaay as a ghost town, but you know, as somewhere that's vibrant and alive still.
Yo ho hey, yo ho hey, yo ho hey, hi ho hey, ho ya hey, hi ho hey, howie ha howie yo ho hey, yo ho hey, yo hey.
The reason why I got into this was my mom used to do it, and my auntie Gwaii used to do it a lot, and it was probably one of the things my family wanted me to do, to take over the family history of Watchmen. I want to get some of the more younger guys to stay and learn all this new knowledge and know what it's like to be a watchman and how it is out here, to show that I'm still here. So here, the Thunderbird, you could tell by his big wings, his claws would sit here, another big wing. Whenever he moves his giant wings, you hear the thunder. Whenever he cries out, it's lightning.
Seeing these places for Haida youth, I think that is very important for them. I think it brings them closer to their Haida history.
It starts to train them to be our future leaders and protectors of this land that our people have always been, and so I feel like it's really important to have them here on the project.
When I see these cultural artifacts or tools that people had used, it feels really cool to unearth it and to be able to touch it again after many years.
To be able to provide this opportunity for our youth to be down in Gwaii, to uncover history, reconnect with our history, build their skills in this profession. It's just so important, and it feels good.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Thank you.
No worries.
You can just slip in.
I think there's nothing better than getting out on the land and reconnecting to this place. It's nice for all of us to learn from our ancestors.
Can you imagine if we find some more pieces?
Gwaii is part of a broad landscape of Haida places, but only some of these have been recorded archaeologically. In southern Gwaii Haanas, we have Gwaii, firmly dating to 10,700 years ago, and there are indications of similar belongings at Gwaii. Through this project, we're beginning to connect this sequence to the present, with newly identified sites spanning 7,500 years ago right up to the 19th century village.
So it is difficult to think about time and human history in these massive scales. What is 1,000 years in terms of human lifetimes on a site or generations on a site? It really kind of solidifies what that means and how long this place has been inhabited and taken care of.
We're looking at things like stone flakes, which are called lithics, which date back to 7,500 years ago.
These sites represent incredibly long occupations, but they also reveal brief moments in the lives of families, a single meal from 5 millennia ago, or an individual's cherished labret from the people who wish to be their house.
Hey,
Our museum takes care of what has been archaeologically recovered through this project. So we work with Gwaii Haanas to provide housing for everything that they have found. But for decades, we didn't have control of what academic came up here to conduct digs and then just remove these archaeologically covered materials, and they would get stored in archaeological repositories around the world. And now all archaeologically recovered materials that originate from Haida Gwaii are stored here. We have our self-determination. We are the caretakers. We have that responsibility, and that feels pretty darn good.
It looks like Ian found this bone artifact. What I'm thinking it is a labret, potentially, which would be worn by a woman of very high status, a woman held in high esteem.
A stika is an ornament that was put in below your bottom lip. When you're born, it's pretty well known if you're going to be a uljaad or not. So they start very young with like little ones as you're growing, and put a little bigger one, a little bigger one.
A stika communicates a higher rank of, or a higher responsibility. When we say rank and status, how you gain it is not a powerful like this, it's through serving your community.
It takes a long time to get to that. So she must have been quite the matriarch. Boss lady is the real term. Ul is boss and jaat is lady or woman.
Holy, that's huge.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting it to be this big. Holy, that is crazy.
Can't help it. Move my lip to. Wow, that's cool. We've seen everything from tears of excitement, tears of sadness, tears of thinking about what it was like for our people during that time when they would have had to evacuate Gwaii and move up north due to the smallpox epidemic. But also there was feelings of pride to be Haida, pride that we come from a strong nation.
When I first saw that particular one, that is the hugest one I've ever seen, and I thought, this woman must have been so powerful to have to be able to wear that.
Oh my God, this is huge. I can't believe you guys found this.
I mean, you think about how long it would have taken to get to that size. You would start out with a small labret, and then over time, as it stretched, I think it gets bigger and bigger.
And so if you can uphold yakudang, respect, and your responsibility, and get to live into old age, you would have a really big labret. And I've seen masks like that out in the world with really big carved labret.
I just think it's so fitting that we found that, considering all the women that are working on this project. It's so cool. Yeah, to me, it's a real sign that what we're doing is right.
This project, you know, is being led by strong Haida women in Gwaii Haanas, Nadine and Camille, Mary. And we get to reconnect with a very, very strong, ancestral, powerful Haida woman.
At one look, you know, at a person wearing one, you'd know to behave.
I just think it's such a special find for us. Thinking about our matrilineal society, it really verifies, you know, a woman's stature, her power, her position.
So that lady, where that labret was found, I don't know what happened to her. But I'm so glad to know her, even though I didn't know her as a person, through her stitka, because it communicated so much to me that here is a woman who lived our Haida ways of being that we're upholding today. Her stitka communicated so much about her person and the highest laws of Yahgudang.
Uyate, uyate, tolong yata, kadal tiasang uyate, uyate, tolong yata, kadal tiasang uyate, uyate, dalang yata. Kadal tiasang at sinoy lanoko ang kalashit skutsa agadal di kasito kingkits nagay agutkan akita kaskits kadias dalang yata kadal tiasang uyate, uyate, dalang yata, kadal tiasang at sinoy lanoko ang kalashit skutska agadal di kwasito kingkits nagay agutkan akita kinskits kadias dalang yata kadal tiasang uyate. That's the